Hi, my name is Daniel Vladeta. I'm the developer and inventor of the Oov and the Balance-It. I am an osteopath and I live in Australia. I have a background of working with medical device companies, so that is why I had this idea of both working with patients and creating devices, and that's why I ended up creating both the Oov and the Balance-It. Was my very strange experience of both device and also clinical. What is the Oov? Well, the Oov is like this. So the Oov is a curved foam device, and it does a few things. The first thing and the most important thing is the Oov has 3 curves on the top, and that is to marry the 3 curves of the spine. That whenever we lie someone down, we want to be able to support the curves of the spine. If someone lies flat on the ground, the body flattens. And this is not a great place to start movement. So we want to create a dynamic environment where the curves of the body are supported. When you lie on the Oov, the big curve on the bottom does this, and it lengthens the spine. It creates axial elongation. Naturally, just by lying down. It makes you breathe from your diaphragm, which calms your nervous system down. And lastly, there is another curve in the Oov, which is this one. So when you lie on the Oov and you lengthen, it is unstable in this direction, and it makes you balance your body between left and right. My idea was for the Oov was to create a device that gives someone feedback, not just when I'm working with them, but when they go home, that they have a device that is giving their body information to learn to control and move correctly. And what I want to do is create an environment where people can explore and play with movement that gives them feedback and gives them a different experience of moving. And that's my objective. That's what I was trying to do with the Oov. When we made the product first, it was 2006. And the girl who was helping us with the branding, we had a early prototype Oov, and she lay down on the Oov and she went, "Ooh." And it's like, "Ooh." And then we were like, oh, this is an interesting name. So we Google Oov, O-O-V, and what does it mean? And is there other names? And it stands for out of vocabulary. Like, there is no word. It sounds like, ooh, yeah? And lastly, it is also sounding like move. And this is what we are trying to get people to do, is to move. I want people to move. The problem with our world is too many people don't move anymore. They're not confident to move. And my dream is to get people to be moving and to explore movement, right? And to be confident in that. So that's why Oov. So the Balance-It is much newer product. So the Balance-It, I have the idea for Balance-It many, many years, but we were busy making Oovs, yes? And when COVID came, the world stopped. And it also meant that the way people worked changed. So many people ended up working from home and just with a screen. Sitting is the new smoking. It is really bad for our body. And the Oov is very moving, and you have to balance. And if you want to balance the body, you should make it balance. So I wanted to make a device that helps people balance when they sit. So it's the same idea as the Oov. It has a curve one way to make people balance their body front to back. It has a curve the other way to make people balance side to side. And it makes them and helps them find more central and neutral, dynamically, to find balance. When we sit for long periods of time, okay, if we are static, the longer we sit, the worse it becomes. Right? But active sitting is much more positive, so ability to be able to move when you sit. But when I sit on this chair, I can't move. My pelvis is stuck on the chair. But when I sit on the balance seat, here, I can move. Yeah. I am free to move. I can balance. My posture is better. I cannot do like this. So it gives my body the information to be more organized. Creates more space in your body because the information is from the balance seat pushing up. So your body feels like it's lifting, not gravity coming down, but we feel the push up, and it makes you feel more long and creates more space for you to breathe well. Yeah, definitely. I'm really concerned about children sitting for long periods of time. So I made a little balance it, a thin balance it, also for children, because we are having children sit for too long periods of time. And their body is developing and their body is growing around them sitting. This is not positive, and we should be looking at ways to change this. In the beginning, short, 10, 15 minutes, because our muscles and our structures and our tissues are not enough endurance to be active for long periods of time, because they have become lazy. Because when we sit, the chair is flat, our body collapses, and we're not active. We are static. And we use the bones of our spine, and we use the bones to hold us up, not our muscles. So with the balance it, we start 10 or 15 minutes, and we build up to build more endurance in these muscles. And these muscles are not turning on and off, they are holding you. So you have to build the endurance up in them. Yeah, well, the whole idea is that it's portable, it's very easy, and there is a bag that is like a sling bag. And the idea was that it's a very affordable way. It could be used on any chair that people can take with them. Even though you're in the right position, the problem is the muscles don't have to work to hold you in this position. That's why the muscles are weak. So this can sit on any chair or any bench or any stool, and you take it anywhere, and it teaches you to use your muscles to hold you up. Wow. Yeah. The way I like to see people use it is when you do our course for an instructor, the first thing I have in the manual is empower through knowledge, awareness, and movement. And I said this a little bit before, is that what these devices are about are empowering people to take control of their own body. In the musculoskeletal world, like what we are, whether you're a physiotherapist or an osteopath or a chiropractor or a Pilates or fitness, the problem is that we take a lot of the responsibility of our patients on. But I think what we need to do is more an idea like the dental industry. And the idea of the Oov and the Balance It is giving someone devices where they can check in with their own body. How is my body working today? Can I lift one leg up? Can I lift the other leg up? Can I move my arm and leg together? Can I move my arm and thoracic spine together? Can I learn to control my body? Where am I at today? Now, one day you might be good, one day not so good. It changes. Some days you are more stressed, your balance is worse. Some days you are very calm and your balance is better. But what we do know is that balance is something that after 30, if you don't train, you lose. Balance training is super important, not just to find control, but we need to keep retraining it, otherwise we lose it once we're above 30, like me. So I train balance every day. It's like brushing your teeth. I don't know what it's like in Korea, that above 80, the main cause of death is not cardiac, it's not heart disease, it's falls. Yeah, yeah. And that's because balance is not trained. Yeah. But if we train balance every day, there'll be less falls. If we put the body in situations that it has to balance, right, there will be less falls. And we need to train this for our life, like brushing the teeth. And that's my dream of how the Oov, to be used as like you're brushing teeth, but for your body, to feel where your body is at every day, to learn what your body is feeling every day, and giving you the tools to change it and to take control of your own body. How long you do something before it becomes second nature and unconscious, it's how often. So what we try to do is, if we're working with someone on a particular thing, we set a 5-minute exercise. And they do this in the morning when they brush their teeth, maybe at lunchtime, and at night when they're brushing their teeth. But minimum morning and night. And we go, okay, you brush your teeth, you brush your body, you learn your body. And we do that for 6 weeks. And once you do that for 6 weeks, then the brain has learnt, it's hardwired. You've updated the operating system. The brain has learnt it. Then you don't have to do it every day. Then once a week, check in, okay. But each time you will be learning something new. Can you balance this way? Can you balance this way? Can you balance this way? All different directions and planes to learn to balance your body front to back, side to side, and rotationally.
Is it hard to learn and to client?
No, it's very simple. It's you lie down and you lift one leg up, you lie on the side and you lift your body up. It's very easy, and it doesn't take much to learn. What is more difficult is, for me, is when people are doing it, that we try to build endurance with their body. So we get them to hold positions for longer. And people don't like to work too hard sometimes. So my job is to coach them and go, yes, it's okay, you can do this, yeah? And once they break through and go, oh, I felt that, then they're more comfortable at home.
And you travel a lot.
Where I live is not in a city. I live in the country. So for me, balance is nature. For me, the connection with the world and nature is not just with people, but with the environment. So when I'm at home, my balance is I'm outside, I'm in the sun, my feet are on the ground with no shoes, I am running in the sand, I'm swimming in the ocean, right? This is my balance. This is my battery. This is my energy. And I think as a society and as a culture everywhere in the world, as we become faster and busier and more focused, that we forgot that the battery, our energy, comes from our mother. And it's not just our birth mother, but our Mother Earth. And she has everything for us. She has everything, right? So that is my balance, that I love coming to places like Seoul. And I used to live in a city. Yeah, I used to live in a city. But, the older I get, it's not so important for me to be in the city with people everywhere. It's more important now for me to be with nature. Yeah. Or some advice? Yeah. Yeah, I can. The most important number one is go easy on yourself. Okay? You'll never, ever, ever know everything. Yeah. You will never know everything. You will never be perfect. Okay? Just go easy on yourself. Why are we so hard on ourselves? I think there is a particular personality type attracted to our industry. People who are empath, right? And we want to help people. Okay? And sometimes what we do is forget that we put so much energy into helping someone that we don't fill our cup enough. Yeah. So, and I was guilty of this when I first started treating patients. Everyone was better except me. I was worse. Yeah. I was tired. I was exhausted because I gave all my energy to everyone else. However, I learned that it's very important to fill my cup and overflow to give to others. Yeah. So that's number one. Number two, you will never be perfect. Ever. There is no such thing as perfection when it comes to movement. Like when we put sensors on athletes to watch them move, every athlete moves in a different way. And the best example I can use for that is golf. Show me two professional golfers with exactly the same swing. Doesn't exist. Yeah, but they all move in a different way. They all do it in a different way. But how they do it is their own way. Okay? There is no such thing as the perfect golf swing. There is no such thing as perfect movement. So what we try to do is give people lots of different ways to do a movement, not just one way. Number three, I think we forget, right, that person is there to us to get better at life. They want to get better at life. Actually, that was Joseph Pilates' whole philosophy, was to use Pilates to help people live life with more vigor and zest. And I think a lot of other instructors sometimes forget that we're not there to make them better at Pilates. We're there to make them better at life. So one of the other advices I give instructors is get your client off the ground, and whatever you do on the ground, whatever movement, whether it's a roll up, whether it's extension, whether it's side lying, get them up and integrate that movement on their feet in a dynamic movement. Okay? Is where they live. That's where they're going to walk out needing after they finish you. So 3 things.
Yeah.
As I said, number 1 is to empower people to take responsibility for their own body. I think that's a really important thing. And one of the things that we've done is hand our health over to somebody else. No, it should be taken back. So we teach in the courses that we empower instructors and practitioners to empower their patients and their students. Number 2 is to make the world move better. Right? We really need to move. We have the research shows that people under 28, they did a study, under 28, never had neck or back pain in their life. And they did a MRI study. So they scanned their back. And 87% had a disc herniation in their neck. And 67% had a disc herniation in their lumbar spine. Under 28, okay? This is a problem.
Yeah,
With that pandemic that's coming. They're going to turn 35, 40, 50, and we're going to have 90% of people with chronic musculoskeletal problems. How are we going to provide that solution? So, part of my vision for Oov is that we start to empower people to give them tools to learn to brush their teeth, but for their body. I saw the woman in the course. She had 2 years pain after childbirth in her back. One activation, the pain went. Gone. For the whole course, 4 days, 3 days. She was like, no more pain anymore. One activation. If we give the right information to the body, it will heal itself. I'm not fixing it. The body's fixing it. It's just missing a little bit of information. So my vision is that we stop treating the body like a machine, because it's not. I believe the body can heal itself, given the right opportunity and environment. And we need to give ways for people to allow their body to heal.
Yeah, I want to spread out the Vladeta in the world without shape people and instructors. It will change it.
Yeah, because the idea of these tools is that we're not having to think what we are doing. Actually, the less you think, the better you are, because it's unconscious movement, right? It's allowing your body to process and find a new way of doing it. It's unconscious competence. Actually, the more you try to activate muscles, is the harder it becomes. But the more relaxed and flow state you are, the easier it is, right? So that's sort of these devices fit into that philosophy very much. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You trust in one thing, your body is perfect. There's nothing wrong with you. Whatever is happening with your body is for a reason, and don't try to fight it. Find someone who you can work with to help you guide through the process to allow you to heal. And thank you so much to Sandra and Epilates and NK Trading and Modern Pilates for bringing me to Korea. I really love coming.